Hello everyone, this is Lalita Singh and you are going to study science with me in class 7. Today we are discussing second part of chapter 2 that is called nutrition in animal. This is our second video on this topic. In our previous video we have learned about modes of nutrition, about steps in animal nutrition. We have even seen how nutrition take place in case of amoeba, and we have started the discussion of nutrition in human, in which we get familiar with human digestive system, in which we have seen that how human ingest the food and how it get chewed inside the mouth, what are the parts which are involved in it, right, and how the tooth get cavities. We have seen the role of tongue as well and digestion of food inside the mouth. Okay, now we are going to discuss about esophagus. See, this is the pipe-like structure which is connecting the mouth to the stomach. Alright, this is a pipe-like structure which is connecting the mouth to the stomach. So this is esophagus. Clear? This pipe-like structure is the esophagus. Whenever the food is getting swollen down, it is passed to the esophagus and later on it is delivered to the stomach area. Alright, the length of this esophagus is about 25 centimeter long. Okay, the length of this esophagus is 25 centimeter long. Food passes down from this esophagus when it gets swollen down. See over here, this is how the esophagus push the food in downward direction because of the contraction and relaxation of muscle. See over here, these muscles over here are relaxed in condition, whereas here the muscles are contracted. Understood? This wave-like motion has been created in the esophagus which push the food in downward direction. This type of motion due to contraction and relaxation of muscle is known as peristaltic movement. Understood? So what is peristaltic movement? Peristaltic movement is a wave-like motion which is caused in esophagus by contraction and relaxation of muscle. See? The food is being pushed by contraction present in the esophagus and it will move in the downward direction. Ultimately, it will reach to the stomach area for further digestion. This is the area which is just connecting the mouth to the stomach, but over here no digestion take place. Clear? Over here no digestion take place. Now, the wave-like motion is created from this area and it is pushing the food in downward direction. But just think about what will happen if the contraction and relaxation mode get changed or reversed. In that condition, the food will get pushed from the stomach into the mouth. Understood? And that will lead to vomiting. Clear? Food move down along the length of alimentary canal by peristaltic movement of esophageal wall. When the direction of peristaltic movement is reversed by some factor or food or anything which can cause this, okay, the food is pushed from the stomach to the esophagus, from esophagus to the mouth with a great force, and it will lead into vomiting. Understood? This type of movement is known as anti-peristaltic movement. Alright, when the food is pushed from the stomach to the mouth, this type of movement is called anti-peristaltic movement. Clear? Now next is stomach. See over here, the definition is given: peristalsis, series of involuntary wave-like muscles contraction which move food along the digestive tract is known as peristalsis. Now, this is the stomach and this is obviously esophagus. Can you see this stomach? It is filled with a liquid. Clear? And what is the shape of the stomach? It is somehow a J-shaped muscular bag. Stomach is a J-shaped muscular bag which is located below the diaphragm. Diaphragm is the layer which separate the diaphragm is present here, okay, which separate the thoracic cavity from abdominal cavity. You can see this is the picture present in your book. Okay, this is the diaphragm which is separating the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. So the stomach is present just below the diaphragm, right? Stomach is present just below the diaphragm. It is a bag like structure, and this is a bag like structure because it stored food for 3 to 4 hours here. Understood? The lining of stomach has digestive gland which secrete digestive juice, and digestive juice include hydrochloric acid, and this is what is filled into this bag like structure here. See, this is the hydrochloric acid which is secreted by the wall of the stomach itself. Understood? This hydrochloric acid is secreted by the wall of the stomach, and it is present inside the stomach, but still it is not damaging the inner layer of the stomach or inner wall of the stomach. Why? Because before secreting the digestive juice and HCl, the stomach wall has secreted mucus, and the wall of the stomach from the inside, it is having a thick layer of mucus. Because of it, the acid will never come into contact with the cells of the stomach. In this case, it will not damage the cells because the nature of acid is corrosive. It always burns the substances. But over here, it is not going to be in contact with the skin. It is in contact with the mucus present in the inner lining of the stomach. Clear? Now, food stay over here for 3 to 4 hours and is half digested and become a thin paste-like structure because lots of HCl is also present over here. The stomach show churning movement. Churning movement means first it contract from this portion and this portion is relaxed. Okay, when this portion contract, what will happen? This portion is in relaxed condition. In this way, the food churn inside the stomach and it get properly mixed with the acid and digestive juice. Okay, highly muscular wall of the stomach, so rhythmic contraction and relaxation which churn the food into fine paste and mixes the digestive juices with it properly. This is the function of stomach. Okay, and what are the other function? Mucus, which is secreted by the inner wall of the stomach, it protects the inner lining of the stomach from the action of enzyme and HCl. Clear? Now, this HCl is very, very important. Why? Because it kill the germs present in the food that we eat. We know that the food we eat is kept in the environment, and environment is having lots of germs floating in the air. So when we eat the food, lots of germs also enter our body along with the food. Okay, and this hydrochloric acid is helping us to kill those microorganisms so that we can be healthy. Clear? Hydrochloric acid kill the bacteria that enter in the stomach along with the food and make the food quite healthy. Now, the enzyme which is secreted in the stomach is basically helpful for the digestion of protein, but it whenever it is secreted, it is in inactivated form, that is called pepsinogen. Okay, to activate these enzymes or to make them active, this acid is needed. This acidic environment convert the pepsinogen into pepsin, which help into digestion of protein. So before that, we have learned about the digestion of carbohydrates started in the mouth, but inside the stomach, digestion of protein got started. Understood? So whenever the question is asked where the digestion of protein take place, it should be stomach. Clear, class? Now, next is small intestine. Small intestine. Can you guess which is the region of small intestine? This one or this one? Small intestine is the central one. Okay, this is the small intestine. It is kind of long, very long, but it is having shorter diameter comparison to the large intestine. That is why it is called small intestine. This is the small intestine portion. As it is having a very long length, it is just coil like structure present over here. Small intestine is coil structure. Approximately the length of the small intestine is 6 meter. Okay, and it is the largest part of the alimentary canal. This is the largest part of the alimentary canal, and the digestion of food is completed in the small intestine. Means all the nutrient material like carbohydrate, protein, fat, they all got digested into this small intestine. Before that, the digestion of carbohydrate has been started in the mouth. The digestion of protein has been started in the stomach. But what about fat? Fat has not been digested neither in mouth nor in the stomach. So in over here in small intestine, the digestion of fat begin, and all of the nutrient which is present in the food got digested finally. And in this small intestine, absorption of food also take place. Clear? Absorption of food take place in this small intestine. So digestion is completed over here, absorption is also completed in the small intestine. Okay, so this small intestine complete the digestion with the help of lots of digestive juice. Some of them are secreted from the liver, which is present above, and pancreas, which is present here. See the location of this pancreas and liver. Okay, this is the liver which is present above the stomach, and this is the pancreas which is present in between the small intestine and the stomach. This is the leaf-like structure. This is the leaf-like structure which is called pancreas, which help in digestion of all the three nutrients. Clear? Several enzyme has been secreted by both of them, which aids in digestion. Now see function of small intestine. What is the function of small intestine? First, it broke the protein to turn it into amino acid. Amino acid was the monomer which has been used to create polymer of a protein. Now, what is monomer? Just think about a beaded structure. Okay, just think about a beaded necklace, or so beads. Every single pearl present in the beaded necklace is representing the amino acid. Understood? If you are having a pearl necklace, every single pearl of that necklace will represent an amino acid, and the whole necklace will represent a protein. Understood? So smaller unit is known as monomer. So what is protein? Protein is monomer of amino acid. So whenever the protein get broken down, amino acid is formed. Now next is carbohydrate are broken down into simple sugars such as glucose and fructose. Obviously, glucose is the simplest carbohydrate, and every nutrient molecule has been synthesized or converted from glucose into other form in case of plant, because plant can only synthesize glucose. Okay, by the process of photosynthesis. Plant can only synthesize glucose by the process of photosynthesis, which later on turn into other nutrient compound. So this over here in small intestine, carbohydrate is converted into either glucose or fructose, which is the simplest sugar. Fat are broken down over here into fatty acid and glycerol, and intestinal wall absorb all the digested food. Understood? Now who aids in this? See how this is how the intestine look from inside. This is the small intestine, and these are finger like projection which is present over here to increase the surface area. These are called villi. Lots of villi are present in the small intestine. You can see the number of villi is numerous. It is uncountable. Okay, now first discuss about liver. Liver is the largest gland of our body. This is how the liver look like. It is present above the stomach. This is the stomach and this is the liver. Okay, so liver is the largest gland in the body. It is reddish brown in color, or we can say it is chocolate brown in color, which lies just below the diaphragm. Diaphragm is just present above this liver. The its weight is about 2 kilogram. If we are talking about a normal person or healthy person, healthy and mature person, the weight of this liver is about 2 kilogram. Okay, and it make lots of bile juice which is stored in a gallbladder. See over here, this is the gallbladder which is present here below the liver, or you can even see the picture of gallbladder in other. Okay, here you can see the slightly blue color which is present below the or in the back side of the liver. This is the gallbladder which store the bile juice secreted by this liver. Okay, this bile juice is secreted inside this portion of small intestine. This is called duodenum. Okay, this portion, this U-shaped structure of small intestine, it is also a part of small intestine, is known as duodenum, which receive the juice of gallbladder, as well as it is also receiving the juice from the pancreas. Gallbladder juice is alkaline in nature, which cancel the effect of acidic environment which is present in the stomach. We know that stomach is having mucus lining which prevent the stomach to get burned from the action of enzyme and acid. But what about the small intestine? Small intestine is the one which is going to absorb the food. So there is no need of any mucus layer in the small intestine, but the chyme which is secreted, or which is now the food which is in paste like structure which is known as chyme passed to this small intestine is acidic in nature. So there is a need for them to be neutralized, and neutralization can be done by mixing base into acid, and this is basic or alkaline in nature. Clear? So when it get mixed with the food become neutralized, and the food will pass through this without harming the small intestine. Clear? This bile juice help in the digestion of fats. Okay, this bile juice help in the digestion of fats and other nutrient molecule as well. See, here also we are having picture of a bile juice, and this is the pancreas. If you want to see more clear picture, this is what the pancreas look like. Yeah, this is the pancreas. It is a leaf like structure, pink in color, right? It is leaf like structure which is pink in color, and this pancreas is very special because it is secreting hormones and it is secreting enzyme as well. Understood? They secrete hormone and it is also secreting secrete hormone and it is also secreting enzyme. All right, it make 2 liters pancreatic juice each day. This pancreas make 2-liter pancreatic juice every day. This pancreatic juice contain lots of enzyme which help in digestion of all the 3 component of food. Which are they? They are carbohydrate, they are fats and proteins. So the secretion of this pancreatic juice help in digestion or completion of digestion of all the nutrient. After that, no digestion take place. It means after when the food is passed through the small intestine and enter into the large intestine, there will be no digestion. Okay, over here all the digestion inside this structure, this small intestine is done. Afterward there is no digestion take place. There no digestion take place in the large intestine, except except formation of vitamin B complex which is done with the help of bacteria. Understood? Now, absorption of food, of digested food into the small intestine. Just see how small intestine help us to absorb all the digested nutrient. There are lots of different characteristic present in the small intestine which help or aids in the absorption of all the nutrient material. Okay, because the digestion is already completed inside the small intestine. Though there is a need of absorption, if they will not get absorbed, what will happen? They will pass to the large intestine, and from over there it will be released or excreted out from the body. So that is not needed, right? We don't need to excrete out the digested material, so there is a need of absorbing all the digested nutrient into the small intestine. Okay, Clear? For efficient absorption of nutrient in the small intestine is having many features. For example, the first one, intestine is very long. You can see it is like this coil up structure, right? This way, then over here, this, it is a kind of very coiled structure, but obviously the place is less, that is why they are in coiled up structure. The length of small intestine is about 6 meter. Understood? So the food passes this 6 meter long distance. In the meantime, digestion and absorption of food take place. Okay, when the food is slowly moving along the length of the small intestine, the food got digested and absorbed. So it is having lots of time to get digested and lots of time to get absorbed as well. Clear? Now next, the lining of intestine is thin and allow rapid entry of the substance. See, this is the lining, inner lining of the small intestine. Every villi is present over here. Just see, these villi are, the wall of these villi is made up of single layer of the cell. So it is kind of very thin. Clear? This is very thin to absorb the nutrient. Very easy the nutrient get absorbed through this wall. Clear? These are the structure of villi. These villis are shown over here. These are all villis. Okay. Next, the inner wall of intestine contain numerous finger-like projection. Right? These are the numerous finger-like projection which is known as villi, which increase the surface area of the small intestine. If these finger-like projections can be straightened up, just think about how much the surface area will increase. Actually, it increase about 5 times, means 6 into 5. Understood? If the small intestine would have been 5 times more long, then this surface area can be acquired. So as it cannot be more long, so what happened, the finger like projection is formed over here, which increases the inner surface area for quick absorption of food. These are the modification found in the inner wall for absorption, not for digestion. Clear? These characteristic, these features are for quick absorption of digested food. Understood? Each villus is supplied with, see over here, blood capillaries. Okay, each villus is supplied with arteriole, venule, blood capillaries and a lymph vessel, which is also known as lacteal. This green one is the lymph vessel and lymph capillary as well. So what happened, the food from here, lumen, okay, this is the lumen of small intestine. The food from here get absorbed inside every small villi. Okay, the food which is present over here, you can see, the food which is present here will enter into all of these villi through the outer layer. And if we are cutting the villus like this, then this is the inner structure. So food which is present, the lumen will enter into inside the villi. When they are entering inside the villi, what will happen, they will get absorbed by the blood vessels and the blood will carry the food away from here. In this way, the absorption will continuously take place from every villi. Okay, every villi will absorb the nutrient material like this, and there will, the blood vessel which is taking the food here, which is absorbing the food here, will flow in your body and will reach to numerous cells and then provide the nutrient material to every cell. Clear? Understood? Now next is absorption in large intestine. As I have said earlier, that digestion does not take place inside the large intestine, but yes, absorption of water and minerals or salt is going to take place at that position. In large intestine, where is the large intestine? How does it look like? This is the large intestine. This is the large intestine. It is having bigger diameter, that is why it is called large intestine. In this place, digestion is not going to take place, but yes, absorption of water and some salt is going to take place. Okay, understood. After digestion, the next thing is happen, that is absorption. And after digestion and absorption, completion of digestion and absorption, assimilation is going to take place. Assimilation of the food means utilizing the nutrient material for the development and growth of the body. Okay, the absorbed nutrients are passed into the blood vessel. Over here you can see the absorbed nutrients are passed from here to the blood vessel. From here it passed to the cell of villus, and then after that it is passed to the blood vessels. These blood vessels transport the different nutrient into different body cells. Okay, and over there they will get assimilated. Now what is the fate of these nutrients? Actually, the glucose which is absorbed within the body cells, okay, glucose is used for the production of energy inside the body. It is burned to release a lot amount of energy inside the cell, and the process is known as a cellular respiration, in which glucose get broken down in the presence of oxygen to create lots of ATPs. It means cellular energy currency. Okay, next is excess of glucose. If there is excess amount of glucose, it is stored inside the liver cell as glycogen. Clear? Now, amino acids are used to build the body. Okay, amino acids are used to build the body. It means if you are having certain portion which is damaged due to any injury, okay, so the healing out process is done with the help of amino acid. New cells are synthesized with the help of amino acid, okay, with the help of protein. You may have seen some bodybuilders or the person who is going to gym, they are suggested to take more amount of proteinous nutrient. The pregnant women are also suggested to take more proteinous food, because this protein is helpful in building the new cells. Clear? Now fats are stored in the fatty tissue in various parts of the body, which act as cushion, okay, to support our delicate organs. If we are falling down somewhere, we may feel jerk, okay, because of the jerk the organ present like heart may get collapsed if it will strike with the rib case, okay, but it does not happen, it will never happen. Reason, it is present inside a layer of fatty acid tissue, okay, which cushion the heart. It break the fall, which help us to break the fall. Actually, by burning the fat inside the body, when the cells use fat to produce energy, a more amount of energy is produced. But it is the secondary thing that we use. The primarily thing that we use to burn and to produce energy is glucose, okay, and then the energy value of fat is higher in comparison to glucose, but still we are using glucose because it is easy to use inside the body. Clear? Now after digestion, after absorption and assimilation, the thing that is already present in the large intestine, which is not going to get digested further on, which is still undigested, we need to ingest them out of the body. Okay, so the semi-solid food which is present here in the large intestine region, okay, the semi-solid food which is passed from this small intestine to the large intestine, which is not going to get digested further, they need to be pushed out from the body, and it is done with the help of rectum and anus. Okay, the semi-solid undigested food is pushed out of the anus, and this is called egestion or defecation. When this semi-solid food is pushed out from the body, this is called egestion. undigested food residue that enter the rectum from the large intestine, which enter the rectum through the large intestine, is called feces. Okay, where is the rectum? See over here, it is marked in your book. This portion is anus. Anus is opening of digestive system which open outside and release the undigested material from the body to the outside, and this is the rectum just above the anus. Clear? And defecation take place through this anus. Understood? Now see over here. Can you see this? The small intestine is going to get connect with the large intestine in this portion. Okay, so over here cecum is present. In case of herbivores, we in our case we know it as appendix. Can you see this finger like projection here? This is what appendix is. Cecum is blind ending sac at the junction of small intestine and large intestine, while vermiform appendix or appendix is a narrow tube, narrow tip of this cecum. Okay, this is the narrow tip of the cecum, which is known as appendix. These are non-functional in humans and non-herbivores. Herbivores means the animal which eat plants. Okay, so these are non-functional in human and other carnivores. However, they help in digestion of cellulose when we are talking about herbivores. We will study about it when we learn about more about herbivores, when we learn more about herbivores in our next video. Until then, have a nice day everyone.